Hello, YouTubers. This is the Free-to-Play Master here with my first of many role-playing, free-to-play first-person shooter reviews. The first review will be about a game called Crossfire that recently made its way to open beta. This game is the most direct thing you could get to a Counter-Strike clone, specifically because of the way it looks and the way it plays. Funny thing is, it actually plays like Counter-Strike, and the sounds and the weapons all feel like Counter-Strike weapons, except they aren't ripped or anything, and that's a plus. Let's start from the graphics, which from the get-go you'll notice they aren't particularly any good. But graphics don't make a game, and nothing more can be said about the graphics here. One thing I do like about the graphics, however, is the animations, first person anyways, are pretty decent and very realistically modeled. Your first person arms have a tattoo on them, which is also pretty cool. And let's see. Grenades have realistic physics. Unfortunately, there are no ragdoll physics, so when you shoot someone and they die, they'll have some weird clipping issues and stuff. However, Crossfire is unique in the way that it has more than one just standard death animation, as you would find in many other free-to-play shooters. There are actually many kinds of animations for death that happen in different times. When you get knifed, when you get shot in the back or in the front of your body, in the chest, in the head, legs, etc. And this kind of remedies the fact that more than makes up for the fact that it doesn't have any physics. The sounds in Crossfire are also incredibly well done because just the way all the weapons sound, they sound incredibly realistic and incredibly well done. They aren't exact Counter-Strike replicas, but they do sound very convincing, and especially like some grunts and such that occur when you get shot and die and stuff. It's not a lot better than you would find normally in games like this. Another interesting thing is that when you're near a nade, similar to in Call of Duty, I believe, when it explodes, sounds get all muffled, and you hear your character like breathing heavily and panting and stuff like that. Pretty cool. Yeah, moving on. The gameplay plays out a lot like Counter-Strike in the way that weapons are very realistically modeled in terms of accuracy and recoil and such, and which is surprising because most free-to-play shooters don't have this, and I was very impressed. Thing about it, Crossfire, is that it's fast-paced, and it is no joke. But it is also realistic, as opposed to just being fast-paced and not realistic at all whatsoever. You can't pray and spray in this game. If you try and pray and spray, you will usually pray and, die. Another thing that I like about this game is that it's tactical. You won't get anywhere without teammates behind your back. And because of that, there's no real free-for-all game type in this game whatsoever. They might add one, but they don't have one as of yet. Customizations options for this game are virtually non-existent. There are a few additions you could buy your character, I believe, but nothing too drastic. But then again, a Counter-Strike clone doesn't necessarily need something like that because Counter-Strike doesn't have any customization. The only customization comes in at the beginning of the game, where you decide which army you wish to join. Either the some sort of it's a group of special forces you could pick from. I think it's like German special forces, Russian special forces, and American special forces. I'm not absolutely sure. I'm not absolutely positive at all, really. But you could pick from a few models, and models will change depending on which team you're on, which is also pretty interesting. Um, well, in terms of game types, you got your standard team deathmatch, which is uh, what's it called? A game where you have to get the most kills and the time limit, or reach the set number of kills for the other team. Except in this game type, the way it works is you respawn. But don't worry, this is a commonly played game, but all the other game types that actually resemble Counter-Strike very closely are played often as well. You have Search and Destroy, which is basically Demolition's kind of style of a game, like Counter-Strike. You have Elimination, which is kind of strange, actually, and I actually didn't explore it yet, but I believe it plays out like Counter-Strike with, your matches and stuff like, no response, and, you have rounds and stuff. The last game type, which is probably the coolest game type, is called Ghost, and the way it works is similar to actually Metal Gear Solid, which is pretty sweet. You control. There are two teams. One team is a group of nearly invisible, totally invisible players who only could use their knives, and if they are chosen, what's it called? An explosive you could plant in a spot. And the other team plays out as regular, and they have to protect a specific group of points whereas the other team, the ghosts, if you will, have to come in and destroy with their explosives. The interesting thing is, this game type encourages stealth, because if they see you, you're basically screwed because you only have a knife. And the cool part is, it's the way you are meant to play is to be sneaky. When you move, you can be seen a lot easier than when you stand still. When you stand still, they can't see you, but they could certainly hear you if you take out your bomb and start planting it and stuff. They'll know where you are. And basically, this is probably one of my favorite game types because it's just so original and so cool. I mean, come on. What first-person shooter lets you sneak around and plant a bomb as if you were like some kind of spy? All in all, this game, Crossfire, is very well done. It is an excellently executed Counter-Strike clone. It's for those of you guys who don't want to pay the $20 or $10 or however much it was for Counter-Strike 1.6 or Counter-Strike Source. And you'll definitely have a hell of a time playing it. If you can get past the fact that the graphics look like they are from Counter-Strike 1.6. And that's basically it. That's the end of the review. I hope you had a good time. I'll see you all, hopefully, on the battlefield. This has been the Free-to-Play Master. Good day.